There is nothing wrong with your internet. Do not attempt to adjust your settings. We are controlling the podcast. We control the squealing and the screams. We can make your heart flutter, your eyes blur from tears, or sharpen your mind to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit back. We are in control of what you hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your settings. You are about to experience the awe and mystery known as the female mind. You are now entering the Fangirl Zone.
Welcome to episode 51 of Sci-Fi Talk on the Fangirl Zone, a podcast where we discuss shows on the Sci-Fi Channel. I'm Steve.
And I'm Sean Fangirl S. And tonight we will be discussing episode 13, the finale of season 1 of Van Helsing. I say that like I absolutely know season 2 is coming out. I don't, but I think so. Didn't we get the announcement? Look, now I don't even know.
No, I don't know yet. I don't think they've made it official, but I have a pretty good feeling that, yes, we are going to get it season 2.
I think we are. At least I am confident enough to say it this way. We are going to get a season 2, so fingers crossed.
Yes. Unfortunately, the ratings aren't supporting our theory because only 0.56 million viewers saw this episode directed by the one, the only Amanda Tapping. So hopefully the Live Plus 7s will bump it up enough for Sci-Fi to give us that green light for renewal.
Well, it is already an IMDb showing that there's season 1 at least, or season 2, at least episode 1. So.
Oh, all right.
I'm going to believe whoever put that on there because I have to have faith.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about the finale, also known as It Begins. That's weird, but now, in Dimitri and Rebecca's clutches, Vanessa learns secrets from her past and finds herself at a crossroads. Flesh and the Resistance accelerate their timeline to rescue Vanessa. Muhammad and Shima finally come to blows over their allegiances. This was like, whoa. I know, I sound like I have no words, but seriously, can I just jump right to Muhammad and Shima? Because these are the ones that make me so mad. Now, first of all, we're mad at Muhammad.
Yes, still very upset at Muhammad for turning Vanessa in.
Yeah, but then he goes and he sees where Shima is staying, and it's this really nice place and a great bed and food.
Not
and
great, but
well, compared
it's better than the
compared to where they were. Yes. And what he's been dealing with out on the road and
right.
And it's almost like a paradise compared to that. And he's like, okay, we can go. Which he's saying, let's go. I filled my duty. I did this for you. And of course you have Dimitri and Rebecca like, well, yeah, you have the girl. I'll get the boy later. It's like, wait. They really don't know that you're not going anywhere. These vampires have a whole different attitude. Yeah, you did what you needed to do, or what you thought you needed to do, but it's not what you wanted to happen.
Right.
I'm glad you can follow along with me with that, because I kind of lost where I was going in my head. Yeah, kind of lost where that sentence was going. Wibbly wobbly. Shima is like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm happy here. It's like, wait.
Yeah.
And then I'm even more pissed that this whole thing happened. It's like, Muhammad betrayed the people who helped him, who trusted him, not just Vanessa, but like everybody, because he had lied to him all along. But just totally like selling out Vanessa that way. That was heartbreaking because she had mentioned in the episode, trusting each other is what keeps our humanity alive or something like that. And then him doing this, and I was like, son of a... And then
Shima was no better.
Exactly.
Because she's selling out the Resistance.
And that's when she tells Muhammad, oh no, I know what they're doing. I can fix this. I can take care and make sure that the vampires are safe. It's like, wait.
Yeah.
No, that's not what's supposed to happen.
No.
And it's funny because Muhammad sees this and he's like, all right, I need to step away. But he's like, okay, can I stay with you tonight? Thinking, okay, he's going to cool off. He's going to talk her into it. And he wanders off, which we'll get to it. I don't want to get too far ahead. But I just feel like at this point, Shima's like, I'm happy. I'm happy in my cage. I'm not leaving.
Right.
And I was so mad. And there's really no coming back from that level of, what is it, Stockholm Syndrome?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there is. But I feel like no matter what happened, if he was able to get her away and drive like 1,000 miles, she would still find some kind of vampire hierarchy.
Right.
To try to work with is the way that I'm seeing her right now.
Right. When you thought she was one of the trusted member of the Resistance.
Yes. Oh, this was hard. This was a hard one. Now, was this the one? No, not with the soup. That was the last episode, right?
Right. Well, as far as who goes.
Oh, that's true.
We had Julius, and them drinking the soup. But in this episode, we get Dimitri, Rebecca, and Dimitri's sister at the table having their blood soup. And the sister saying, "Oh, this is so great fun to watch you two lie to each other."
That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
With the back and forth there. It's like, okay. Then she just like walks away all pissed off. But we have Vanessa in the clutches of Dimitri and the doctor. The crazy doctor who I wanted to slap the first time I seen him anyway.
Right.
Does not make me feel any better when he's like, sounds like a crazy mad scientist out of an old horror movie. Like, oh, we will see what's going to happen when we take you apart. It's like, okay, stop.
Yeah, one of the, an old World War II German doctor working for Hitler.
Yeah, creepy. I know, I'm bouncing around like crazy this episode because so much was happening like all over and they all mesh. So it's hard for me to kind of stay on target.
Right.
So, all right, let's talk about Vanessa and Dimitri for a minute.
Okay.
Because Vanessa is bolted down to a table.
Yeah.
And Dimitri is kind of doing that villain's, soliloquy?
Yes.
Talking about everything, and oh yeah, I knew your mother, and she tried to hide you from me, and it's like, wait, it just made me think more and more, what if that is her father?
Yeah.
And how creeped out am I right now? And just talking to her, and Vanessa's like, that's not my name, I'm not a Van Helsing, I don't know what you're talking about. The doctor is all like, oh, no, we could use her eggs. It's like, what? Wow. Weird shit, this episode.
Yeah.
With the back and forth. Yeah.
Wanting to take her blood and her eggs, and this will be the way that we will be able to walk around in the daylight and procreate and all kinds of...
And let's see what else we can do. How strong might she be?
Right.
And they just keep pushing her and pushing her. And then all of a sudden the doctor's like, wait for your chance. And he loosens her strap. And didn't he put something in her hand? No, she pulled it off.
Right.
And like all of a sudden, she faked not being able to breathe. And the guard knows that, oh crap, she's important. I can't let her die. They'll kill me. So he goes to check on her and now he's dead.
Right.
So she's fighting, tries to get away, and was it Rebecca just like punched her? Bam. I don't know why I keep making sound effects. I really don't. It's like, blam! Smacks her, she goes down. She's like, she could have tasted freedom. So the whole thing was a setup because the doctor was never on her side.
Right.
And I was so hoping that he was kind of like an undercover good guy, trying to help, but still trying to do what he needed to do to stay alive. I don't know. But I was disappointed with the man. And so they decide some other torture.
Right.
And I feel like this was like never ending, but that's when, funny enough, like they have her chained up where I don't know how she was supposed to reach anything.
Right.
But they bring like IV bag of blood. They're like, oh, you'll eat when you get hungry. How is she supposed to grab that exactly? I mean, I felt like it wasn't really close, but she had to stay on her toes. I don't know. Help me out here, Steve. I'm confused with this.
Well, before before they actually give her the bowl, they've got her hanging up, and Mohammed actually comes in, apologizes, says he made a mistake. He really thought Shima was going to go with him, and she's not, and just torn up. And he gives her a knife. And so Vanessa figures, well, there's only going to be one way out of this, and takes the knife and stabs herself. And so she's just hanging there, just bleeding all over the place, hoping to die. Well, she ought to know better, because she can't, at least not that way. And the healing powers take over. They haul her off to a cell, and that's where they give her the bowl of blood. And
wasn't there an IV of blood next to her? Like she could have tried to grab when she was standing?
She could have, yeah.
But that's why I'm like, I don't understand, because that just seems like there would be no real way for her to do it.
Yeah, I think she would have had to have asked them to give it to her.
Okay.
Instead of, once they put her in the cell, They just kind of left it there and left her to make the decision.
I gotcha. But yeah, she had a bowl of blood she drank, which was like, ew. And that was probably a mistake on their part.
Yeah, because it definitely was a power-up.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, she went from Vanessa to Super Vanessa.
Yeah, and like I said, mistake for Dimitri.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It was Dimitri and Rebecca coming back to taunt her some more, I guess.
Right.
But not because Rebecca seemed really pissed because they were going to have the doctor inseminate Vanessa by using Dimitri. But I kind of felt like Dimitri wasn't like, let's do this test tube.
Right. Yeah, no.
I was like, ew, what? Yeah. I was feeling a little like skeevy. I don't know.
Well, we saw him banging his sister.
Yeah,
earlier.
That's even more
episode
skeevy.
2 or something, so.
That's probably why the skeeviness stayed.
Yeah.
It's probably not a word, but it is today, boys and girls. Don't try to use it in Scrabble. You probably won't get anything.
No.
And, oh, man, Vanessa's like, oh, yeah, you can do this. Wham, wham, wham. She gets out. Yeah, again with the freaking sound effects. What is with me today? Oh, God, I'm so sorry, people. I really am. I don't know. It's a moment.
You got the comic book mojo going on here.
So she's like, she ends up hurting Dimitri.
Big time.
Which was a huge surprise for Dimitri.
Yeah, he did not expect that to happen.
I thought she was going to, like, pull his heart out.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, if she does that, it's like, okay, who's our big bad for the next season?
Right.
You're kind of torn. It's like, but I just want him dead. But Rebecca, I was surprised because, man, Rebecca was matching her blow for blow.
Yes, she was.
So either Dimitri was just so, I don't know, not old, but like so set in his ways and he figured nobody would ever really challenge him. Like he didn't expect anything to happen and Rebecca maybe was like, anything could happen. I need to keep him on the game. I don't know.
Right. But yeah, she was definitely matching Vanessa and you're going, okay, well, why hasn't Rebecca pulled this on Dimitri yet? Because it sure looked like she could probably have handled him.
Especially the way she was handling Vanessa. I mean, they were going blow for blow. So, I mean, that was awesome. It was a really good fight.
Yep. Yeah. And of course, as they're fighting, the resistance attacks the Citadel.
Right. But, okay, I have to say this.
Yeah.
Because Muhammad and Shima end up fighting, and Shima actually, like, slams Muhammad in the head with, like, a trophy or something. A statue.
Yeah.
So Muhammad's laying on the ground, bleeding, and she runs off because she's going to be the savior of the vampires.
Right.
And I have to ask you, because she runs down to where the bomb is, because Taka had told her somebody has to be within, 30 feet or something?
Right.
To set it off. As she goes running down there, it goes off.
Right.
Do you think Taka actually knew she was working with the vampires and actually placed the detonator on her so that when she got close again, it would go off?
I would like to say yes, but after what happened later on, not so much.
Really? Because I thought that's what it was, because I thought that's why it blew when Shima got close.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it might have, but I don't think Taka was really smart enough to pull that off after it's revealed that his insider is actually Rebecca. And yet when he gets there to kill Dimitri and finish him off, Dimitri's able to twist him around and tell him that the island that Rebecca promised them didn't exist and that he could give them more. And you see Taka change sides immediately.
Yeah, I was kind of pissed with that.
Yeah.
But I still think Taka knew about Shima and he's, you know what? She's going to get her comeuppance and I'm going to have it where she ends up blowing up too. That's how I felt. Yeah. But right before they were coming in, Flesh is like, oh my God, they have Vanessa. And Taka's like, well, you know what? She's a weapon to them, so we need to kill her. And Flesh is all like, wait. What are you talking about? We need to save her. She can turn this tide and help us and turn people back. And he's like, she's more trouble than she's worth. I was like, whoa.
Kill everybody.
So obviously Flesh is like, I gotta find Vanessa.
Before anybody else does.
Yeah, so they're running and he's like, pew, gotta find her. And Taka, like you said, ends up with Dimitri and, well, I was kind of ticked that he decided to change his mind and change sides and be a jerk, but I don't know. At this point, I don't know what Rebecca actually offered him, and knowing that Dimitri is higher up in the hierarchy,
Right.
maybe he thought that it would be real. But can you trust them? Come on.
No. You never trust a vampire. Ever.
Why are we having this discussion? This is a weird discussion. They eat you. This is not a thing. But anyway, so that kind of ends, well, not well.
Go back to Vanessa's going after Rebecca.
Oh, no, I was going to say with Taka. Hold on. Don't do it. Don't do it yet. Wait. It's good. Although, if you watch, you already know, so you understand.
Right.
But if you haven't, why are you listening to this before you watch? That's weird. But anyway, with Taka, I almost forgot to mention, Brandon comes in, and Brandon's all like, you got him! Finish him!
Right.
And Taka's like, yeah. And he shoots Brandon in the head. Bam. I was like, what the hell just happened? That poor man has lived through how much crap? And he doesn't even get taken out by like a vampire, or it's his own guys. That was messed up.
Yeah, very messed up.
But that ends Taka's moment. So, I mean, we don't know what happened with Taka or Dimitri. That ends them.
Right. We don't see them again, so we assume Taka has gotten Dimitri out into safety.
We don't see Flesh again, so we have no idea what's happening there.
No.
And we haven't seen Muhammad again, other than laying there bleeding. So this is where these storylines are ending, people. We're like freaking out because it's like, okay.
Don't know anything until the very end.
And then Rebecca goes running away from Vanessa and goes into a room. And Vanessa finally makes her way to the room and it's like, oh, well, you're hiding in a room, really? But Rebecca turns around and she's like, oh, I have somebody that wants to see you. And I was pissed.
Yeah.
Because they turn around and there's her little girl. But
vampired out.
But how? I thought we talked about this. That if Vanessa has it in her, how come her daughter doesn't?
Right.
And if her daughter did, why didn't they notice it? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I'm confused.
Well, it could be that, yes, they discovered that, yes, that was her daughter, and they just used, instead of trying to bite her to convert her, they just kept feeding her the blood.
Yeah,
and that's what got her into the condition that she was in.
Oh, okay. Because he does say something like, we don't know how strong she is if she chooses.
Right.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Right. So Dylan could probably
come back
and kill Rebecca with a pinky finger.
This is stuff I should think on now.
Yeah.
I shall stop crying and think on this. I seriously did not think of that at all. Because it was just all in that moment. And it's like, what? How? I don't understand.
Right.
And now when you tell me this, then it all kind of clicks into place, going back, saying how she's both of us. It's just depending on what side she quote unquote feeds.
Right.
So that makes more sense. Oh, Steve. Good one, Steve.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. And what do you all think? Do you think that Steve's right? Do you think that I should still be crying? Do you think we're going to get a season 2? I want more information. And if you know where I should start with the comic book, make sure you tell me. So send us an email and rate and review us on all platforms that you find us on, because we are on more than just iTunes. We are on SoundCloud. I have to find my list. SoundCloud and Stitcher and
Google Play.
And Breaker. And are we on Slacker yet? I don't remember if they accepted us in there. I don't know. I'm trying like Slacker and TuneIn. There's like a bunch of places. So find us. Find us everywhere. And of course on Podomatic, which you might be listening there, or on the website. Either way, you're finding us, you're enjoying us. Let us know how you feel. I want to know, though, what you guys think, because seriously, I did not even think about the way Steve said it, or Steve's idea until he said it. That's what I mean. And, it didn't even occur to me. So what do you guys think? Let us know. Tell your friends, and we hope you're enjoying the podcast. We definitely need to hear from you. So go on www.fangirlzone.com. You can click on our contacts. You can tweet me or Steve, or the podcast itself. You can send us an email. Yeah. You can talk to us on Facebook, and we still do wander over to Google+. And I was on MySpace for a minute. I resurrected it, and then I let it die. It's like, I let that feral go bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anything you want to share with us, let us know. If you want to join us next season on anything that's on sci-fi, let us know, because we love having guests on. We just love talking about it with other fans.
Yep, and we got Magicians and Expanse coming up. So
happy. And Steve and I will be talking about Incorporated. Unfortunately, the way this show happened, it was a little too real for me in regards to corporations taking over for Incorporated. It's kind of scary, but I can totally see this happening in the future. And so we are just going to do a recap for the whole season. But if anybody out there is like a diehard Incorporated fan and wants to join us for the recap, let us know. We will have you on. So, for this episode of Sci-Fi Talk and the finale on Van Helsing, I'm Sean Perlas.
And this is Steve. And because of this, all things are possible.
Until next time, everyone.